Alright YouTube, what is going on? It is ConflctNerd Cam here today, bringing you another episode of my Prison Architect series. So in the last episode we went ahead and built a visitation centre, a laundry room and also an infirmary. The reason I went ahead and did that was to go ahead and just increase sort of prison order, but I also am working towards a grant which we're going to go ahead and finish in this episode. So this is the grant here which I am focusing on currently. Visitation rights. So the objectives are to go ahead and build a visitation room, which we've done, adding at least 3 visitor tables, which we've gone ahead and done. We need to go ahead and build a common room, add a pool table, add at least 2 TVs, and also build at least 5 phone booths. So we've done the phone booths, so we need to go ahead and do the common room, the pool table, and the 2 TVs. Where are we going to do this? Very good question. I'm not honestly sure myself. We could go ahead and decrease the size of the yard because admittedly the yard isn't very big. However, that would defeat the purpose, I guess, so maybe not the best idea. What my thought is it's going to have to be over here where the infirmary is. It's going to be an extension onto this building here, continuing up with the sort of just administration style buildings, going ahead and just doing blocks. That's really what I think the focal point would be there, and I think that's probably what we're going to go ahead and do because I can't really see. I want to keep this central area here as a yard in between the prison blocks at the top and the administration buildings at the bottom, so I think that's going to be the best. We're going to have to go ahead and I guess allow for guards just to open the gates, but I will probably go ahead and remove this fence when we go ahead and extend this cell block along at some stage anyway. That's just long term, we will get there, do not worry. So the first thing we need to do is go ahead and actually lay out the foundations for this common room. We're doing this in brick for the time being because this is in the... I mean, someone said build concrete. Is there actually that big a difference? So I think per dollar it's actually the same. So could someone define actually if there's a difference? Understandably, in a IRL term, brick can go ahead and dismantle, I would say, easier than concrete. Concrete you have to chisel out, whereas with brick you would have to go ahead and just chisel out the cement and then pull the bricks out. And once you've got one brick out, depends how well I guess the bricklayer has done his job, you could be able to go ahead and I guess just pull everything else apart. I mean it just depends on the structure really. So I could see the... I guess I can... What is going on here? Oh, is that just your cleaning route? Yeah, it's your cleaning route. I was like, did I build a path up there? What? I can understand why, I guess, in some of the major buildings, but I mean, these buildings here are a canteen, so if you break in, what are you going to do? I guess you could set fire to the cookers. Yeah, okay, well maybe in future builds with... I want to finish this building with brick, because I think it'd be a bit inconsistent having brick, concrete, but every new building is going to be built with concrete going forward, unless stated otherwise. Do also remember that I go ahead and record a few of these episodes at a time, so some input you may have does sometimes take a little bit of time to get implemented. So that's what we're going to do there, adding a room there. I'm just going to go ahead and pre-build these 2 rooms to be fair, though I couldn't do that there, so we'll go ahead and add that in. Then when this gets built we'll add in a larger wall. I do need to go ahead, all the prisoners are safe behind this fence right now, so what I'm going to go ahead and do is we're going to extend this out pretty much to the end now and I guess work towards just building more cells and allowing for that to happen. The canteen's probably going to need extended relatively soon as well, though I can definitely go ahead and do that. I'm happy to move up a few rows, that's something which I'm willing to do. It's sort of in line with, I guess, the top of the warden's office I'm willing to move up to, and I'm also happy to move down a bit as well, because at the end of the day we have a lot of room at the bottom here. So with that done, let's go ahead and work on... I'm looking for materials, again going into the wrong tab, a little bit bad of me. Let's go ahead and extend you out to about there. Then the reason for this is because I might add a perimeter, well I will add in a perimeter wall eventually when we get the money. It's just for the time being I don't really have one, so perimeter wall is something which is very good to have, and it's something which will be required when we go ahead and add in maximum security prisoners into our prison. However, we're a long way away from that. I think it's a good thing just to have in general though, just to go ahead and add that extra level of... Because a prison you wouldn't just have a fence around, you probably will have a wall around it as well. I can't really, I mean, I guess every country's jail's different. Like for example in the United Kingdom, it is mainly really large walls, it's not fences. Because at the end of the day, fences are easier to pull down. Even though these fences with barbed wires, for example, they wouldn't be easy to pull down, they're still going to be easier to pull down than walls. walls, you'd actually need to go ahead and get machinery. There's no way you can actually just pull a wall down, especially at a big concrete thick wall which is extremely high. Anyway, I've blabbed a lot here. All prisoners are in beds. There's actually no issues, which is a first, to be fair. Let's go ahead and see. Understandably, they're asleep right now. Recreation, that will come from our common room, which we're about to build. Then I'm looking at the bottom of the list. The freedom issue is medium right now. Clothing is okay, that's been dealt with. Drugs, alcohol, spirituality, which I think I nailed that word, and also literacy. That's to do with education and also reform, so it's something which we're going to have to probably deal with soon. Build a classroom and, you know, get all that interesting stuff started. So going ahead and talking about that then, let's go ahead and unlock education because it's something I'm going to need in the future. Legal, I don't need it right now. Tax relief for 10k, ooh, that could be good. Though 10k, how much money do I even have? I only have 16,000, so... And to be fair, I don't think I'm paying a lot of taxes. If we jump into finance here, corporation tax is only 306, which really isn't a lot at all. So, I mean, to be fair, if that's a day, then that is quite a lot. That is quite a lot, actually. That could be 300 extra bucks. However, I don't have 10,000, so we'll leave it for the time being. Let's go ahead and... Yeah, I'm not really at all sure there. I'm not really at all... It's something I want to do, but something which I don't think we can go ahead and do. Extra grants. So it requires an accountant, enables you to accept up to 3 grants simultaneously instead of 2. Something which could be useful, but not right now. Intelligence. Training for your guards to become better. Tracking. I've not really gone down the line of security too much more, to be honest. Patrols is something which I could see becoming a thing, so I'll go ahead and grab myself that as well, and for the time being I think that will do. Armory, not needing it yet, one because of the fact that we've not really got that large prison, and two, medium and low risk prisoners are less likely, they still could, but they're less likely to cause trouble. So that's been added in, which is good. You guys are going ahead and working on the fence. That's going to take you a while. Going to go ahead and actually speed things up to times 2, because in general everything is actually going really smoothly here. Prison's safe. Prisoners are generally happy, which is good to see. I actually, interestingly, have one maximum security prisoner. Something I really didn't want. Let's go ahead and look at intake. I do not want maximum security. I'm closed on that. But yet there's some available, so I don't want to go ahead and take you, so I don't know why I got you. Strange, I guess we just have to deal with it, so it's maybe not the best thing, but we'll just see. This is the guy here who should be sleeping, so your maximum security, I believe, if I'm right, I'm just looking at the colour of your top, your maximum security up there, so interestingly, let's look at your history. So car theft, violent disorder, joyriding. I wouldn't classify, I mean, yeah, I suppose aggravated vehicle theft is pretty serious actually, I take that back, so... Yeah, interesting one. Anyway, let's go ahead and... I could go ahead and actually search cell blocks, because he's someone that which I reckon would go ahead and cause problems. Interestingly though, he's got a smaller sentence than some of the medium risk people, so... Go ahead and plug yourself with that. Anyway, this is a mess over here, so I need to go ahead and drop some more walls. I'm really getting a bit distracted at the start of this episode, so I'll draw you in there. Then we'll go ahead and draw you in there. To be fair, I might keep that fence for the time being actually. I think that'd be a good idea just to go ahead and again have that extra bit of splitting off. So with that done, shower time is really messy. As we can see, it actually went quite smoothly to be fair. In general, drugs, freedom, alcohol, that's what you're thinking about, and some of these are coming back here, so I think it's maybe time we go ahead and work on a regime timetabling actually. While our guards or builders are working, you're just about done that section to be fair actually. So I need to go ahead and what I will do is I'll put in a gate before you guys get trapped yourselves. So go ahead and rotate you, we'll add in a jail door there just to go into this extra area, because some of you guys will trap yourself on the outside, some of you will trap yourself on the inside. If you get trapped on the outside, then to be fair you can walk around, it's just inconvenience, but that jail door is going in there, which is good. Regime. This is what we're going to go ahead and focus on. So let's go ahead and start splitting up the regime, I guess you could say. So I need to go ahead and split things up to just go ahead and allow for people to shower and use the yard at different times, just because one, our facilities are a little bit small, but also I need to go ahead and I don't want unnecessary fights, that's the bottom line. So I've gone ahead and changed things up a little bit here, so I've gone ahead and added in these dividers, as you can see, which allows me to go ahead and 1 hour for showers in the morning probably isn't the best thing, so we're going to go ahead and move normal security into normal and maximum security are going to have showers at different times. Then you're going to go back into the lockup, I think, for the time being. Splitting this into 3. Do I want to go ahead and eat at any time? It's just the showers issue for the time being, which kind of concerns me. So that should go ahead and free up that issue. In general, I'm not really seeing too much else as much of a problem right now. What is going on here with your toilet? What? Damage 82%. That is... yeah, you need recreation. That's what you're badly demanding. We're getting there, we're getting there. So you're working on that. While you guys work on that, we're going to go ahead and also lay the blueprints, I guess you could say, for our extended cell. So the extended cell is only going to be this large. So it's going to go ahead and... don't build a wall along there. I don't think you will, so that'll be fine. This area, actually... to solve this issue, let's go ahead and just do that there, so that works out, I think. I don't know, who knows, we'll find out. Then I'm going to have a gap, then we're going to have another building here. This one will be a concrete building going down the line. I'm going to go ahead and lay the ish foundations for it, so even though I have quite a bit of money, we're going to go ahead and just do, for example, that. So I just know sort of there's a line there, that'll go ahead and I know what to, I guess, work with in the future. Right, danger levels are starting to increase, something I'm not happy about. We're looking for, what we're looking for here, we're looking for needs, so recreation is literally the sole thing. So we'll go ahead and deal with that now, before I go ahead and get distracted by something else. So electricity, you guys are going to get service there. We're going to go ahead and jump back into materials, we're going to get a divider, and we're going to divide you up there. We're then going to go ahead and add in jail doors for one of them. I can only see one purpose for one room right now until we probably get a classroom and go down that. I mean, workshop, that's a possibility. What grants, actually? We're working towards the common room one. Is there any other ones coming up? We'll deal with that as we get there. Visitation rights is something which we need to go ahead and complete this grant. So, common room, whereabouts are you today on this list? I cannot see you off the top of my head, which is no surprise because I'm absolutely awful at finding stuff. Alphabetical order would actually be really, really good because this is just I always bump into this issue, honestly. The worst thing is it is highlighted in white there, so that's kind of embarrassing. So go ahead and draw that in there, then we'll go ahead and grab objects and we'll add in a jail door, a double jail door, yeah, why not? We'll go ahead and jump back over to materials, we'll grab ourselves paving stones and we'll extend this path along into there like that. So that works out quite good. You're fine down there for the time being, however I'll go ahead and extend you just so when we go ahead and create that room I don't need to jump back into this stupid menu. And with that done, I think we can go ahead and actually start adding items into the common room. So what does the common room require? That is a very good question. It just needs to be indoors, so I can go ahead and really choose what I want to do. Part of one of the requirements for this room, however, was to go ahead and add in at least 2 TVs, so that's something which I'm willing to go ahead and do. So I'm going to add 2 sofas there, we're going to add in 2 TVs, probably right in front of the, I'll just add in 1 actually, so we'll have 2 sofas there and we'll go ahead and have you facing the TV. Along with that, we'll go ahead and be nice and add in a pool table, which I think is something which comes very much with every single common room, so we'll add you in there. Then finally, a drinks machine. I'm going to be generous. I'm going to add these in a drinks machine. Though, again, we can go ahead and remove this stuff as time goes on. So the battle with the drinks machine is, which way does it face? It faces that way, which is good. So we'll go ahead and add you in there. And that's pretty much the common room done, to be fair, actually, which is good. So now we've got a lot more facilities. This is why I want to... oh, holy shit. Not really thought this one through. I'm actually going to extend the shower area anyway, because we're going to go ahead and pause very quickly and we're going to map out some more building. Alright, so there we go, that is a very quick fix. So this is going to be the layout of this area going forward. I need to go ahead and add in utilities. We're going to change up the showers as well, as I said. So this shower area here I'm actually going to get rid of and I'm going to replace with a cell. We're going to make a large open plan shower area in here as well instead. I might go ahead and keep that actually. I'll think about it, I'll think about it. For the time being, I'll need to go ahead and actually dismantle some of the objects anyway, because I need to go ahead and I need to do a lot of work here, that's the bottom line. So I'm going to pre-add in my shower heads along here, then we're going to go ahead and rotate, then add you guys along here, then rotate and add you guys along there. We'll then have a 1-2 gap, and then we'll have just one shower in the middle. Actually, no, we'll go ahead and add in 1, 2, 3, then we'll demolish part but not all of the wall, and that'll work out nicely. Again, just add in 2 drains, so adding a drain there, and then that'll be good. So for this, we actually need to go ahead and also demolish walls as well, which is something I'm happy to do. So demolish that part there, and that one there, and then we need to demolish those 2, and also those 2 going forward as well. Along with that, we need to go ahead and actually add in this wall here. We need to go ahead and grab rooms, we need to grab showers, we need to go ahead and zone this area as a shower, because that's what it's going to be. I need to dezone this area as a shower for the time being, and also this area here. I need to go ahead and go back into here. We need to go ahead and demolish, or sorry, we need to build walls. I need to demolish objects is what I want to do. So we'll demolish you, and demolish you, and demolish you, which is fine. And then I need to go ahead and I do need to demolish more walls actually. I need to demolish you, you, and you, because we need to actually get access into, actually let's not demolish that. Can I undemolish? There we go. So I still will have a shower area at the bottom here as well. So adequate showers for what this prison block is going to hold. If we've got 18 so far, then we've got another 8 plus 4. So that is 8 plus 4 is 12 at 18. So it's a 38 prison cell. I can go ahead and add in an extra line at the top, which is something I may do going forward as well though. So let's get building, guys. Off you go. No rush to go ahead and get that done, but it will be good when you get it done anyway. I think we'll go ahead and speed things up, and we should have got the common room grant. I'm assuming we did get it, I'm not 100% sure. I've just realised the amount of money we're on. We're really not on a lot of money here actually, so, but once most of this is done, we can go ahead and wait a little bit for some more money to come in, which it will as all this stuff gets built. Then when we go ahead and accept more prisoners, which will be good, we can go ahead and we'll get quite a bit of money from that anyway. We're also at quite a good amount of money per day, to be honest. 717 I'm quite happy about. In general, the cash flow, it is quite good. What else though? So prison block B, so raise your capacity to 50 cells. We're not going to get that done for the time being, which is a shame. Is there anything here which we can go ahead and, no, I'm not really seeing. So staff room, so we've got a staff room. I have a 5 guards without assigned duties, which is something I definitely don't have. What's my ratio? So actually, to be fair, it's not that bad. I do have quite a fair amount available. And then also, what's the other one? Ensure none of your staff are exhausted. Is that it done? That's it done, which is good. So that's 10k. I'm glad I took that. What about the reform? That's the first word I think I've mucked up in the last 2 episodes. Honestly, I've done really well with my pronunciation and just slowing my words down in general. That's something which I have got a little bad at recently. So let's go ahead and pause you, because I can see that I need to go ahead and focus in the background, but I want to read through these. So that's the reforms, nowhere near that. Assign 3 prisoners, that is the labour one. To be fair, the reforms one gives a shit ton of money. What about security? Hire 10 guards, unlock patrols, assign 3 guards to patrol routes. Yeah, I could see me working towards that one. That's what we'll do towards the end of this episode, while we go ahead and work on this. So I need to go ahead and think, Callum, think. So objects, we're going to go ahead and first of all dismantle you and you, because this shower area is going to be changing. I then need to go ahead and actually add on to the cells everything necessary. So jail doors is going to be the first thing. There's some workmen trapped, which is not good, so I need to go ahead and save you guys very quickly. So we'll just go ahead and add in all that. Again, that's probably going to take a while to go ahead and get working. Just remove that planning thing there because it's a bit pointless. I realise I built this here and it's a bit redundant because I could have just done all this with planning, to be fair. So that's a little bit stupid of me. I do apologise. And again, I've also just planned a wall on a wall already. So what is going on here? No, I need to go ahead and grab walls. I think that was pathways or something. Very strange. So this is going to be an extremely long term anyway, this is going to be an extremely large prison block. This is going to be what's going to hold the Eventually I want to have this one as just low risk. Long term, that's what I want to have, low risk. Then we're going to have medium risk and I guess high risk in this one as well. But eventually high risk will move down to the bottom going forward. It's just long term plan, long term future. So go ahead and add in you there as well. So there's going to be lots and lots and lots of work to happen. It's going to take a very long time, but that's sort of the blueprint anyway for that. To support that though, you're going to need more canteen space, you're going to need more guards. I mean, there's so much that comes with, you can't just go ahead and add in more cells. There's a lot that comes with adding in cells. So how's things going along here? We're getting there slowly but surely. How's everyone's happiness? In general, it's pretty good. It's been better, it's been worse. So I'm quite happy with how things are working out there. Water's the next thing we need to go ahead and draw, so we'll go ahead and do that. Some shower heads are still to go in the corners there. This area needs to get updated. And actually, I don't know if I have updated this area yet. So let's go ahead and build a wall along there. For the time being, which we'll do. So this is quite a small shower area. I think I'm going to go ahead and actually partially undo what I did there. So I want to go ahead and create a wall, yes. But I want to just create a short wall probably about there. So we can have people coming in from here and also from round here as well. That works out not too bad. So this is a smaller shower area, which I'm maybe not the largest fan of. We need to go ahead and grab objects. We need to just sell you, to be fair. Or, well, I mean, I'm buying a new one. It's $20 for God's sake. So that's not much of a problem. Then we need to go ahead and grab myself the shower heads, and we need to add in more showers. So shower head there, and that will fill up this area quite nicely. So I'm happy with how everything's going. 2 new shower areas, it's piped in. We need to go ahead and add in finally beds and also our toilets as well for the cells, and then I think we're good to basically bring in more prisoners. So beds, again, we'll go ahead and rotate you guys and we'll start to stick yous in the appropriate places, which is so, again, just keeping them in line with the, I'm happy with the layout of these cells for the time being. They're just going to go ahead and the cell doors are lined with the beds and then the toilets are right beside them. So let's go ahead and put in some of these toilets and then we're good to, I mean, I need to wait for all this to be built, so I'm going to go ahead and speed the game up, I think, because of the fact that there's quite a lot of building going on and my workers, I need to hire more guards actually. I will just want to wait just to get that little bit more money, then we can go ahead and do that. How are we doing here? So let's go ahead and work towards this grant while all that building's going on. So, hire a security chief. We can go ahead and do that because we should have, we've already got the chief, so that's a good start. 10 guards, we're not there yet. Unlock patrols through bureaucracy, that's something which I'm pretty sure we have done now. If I go ahead, patrols have been approved. I got that at the start of this episode. Then the next thing we need to do, going back into here, clicking on the wrong thing there, assign 3 guards to patrol routes. So I need to go ahead and create a patrol route, and that can go ahead and work out quite nicely in my favour actually, because I think right now the deployment is I've got 2 guards actually working in with the cell block, which totally far at the time being. However, long term I need to go ahead and, for example, have 1 patrol in the canteen, the infirmary, just making sure that no one's in places which they shouldn't be, i.e. out in this field here where those 2 guys were. I sentenced them to solitary confinement and they're still there actually, so I hope you guys have learned your lessons. Right, so let's go ahead and actually implement what I just said there if I can. So patrol routes. Patrol routes is, I'm going to go ahead and hire a new guard, first of all. I think it's time to go ahead and, if we're going to be taking in new prisoners, then we're going to need more guards. So that's us up to 10. A lot of guards are just sort of standing around. To be fair, guards are interesting because guards are, they're only needed, I don't need a large amount of them unless there's like a riot happening, for example. That's the stage where I need a lot of them. Right now it's shower time, so it looks like some people are showering, then they're going to go ahead and go back to their cell, and then the other guys are going to come out. So I think that's a better system. As we can see, it's a lot less crowded and it's working out. There isn't as much beef going down either, which there seemed to be. It looked like anyway some medium risk, sort of, I guess, ganging up on the lower risk, which is something which, I mean, I don't really care about prisoners' rights that much. But at the same time, just not getting involved in the politics, but at the same time, I understand that I need to go ahead and I do have a moral duty to make sure that stuff doesn't go wrong and my prison runs smoothly, so I guess I'm caught in 2 cliches there. Right, with that done, let's go ahead and actually do logistics, because this is something which we maybe need to go ahead and focus on that a little bit more. So we've jumped into here to logistics and we're going to go ahead and make ourselves our first patrol route. So currently I've got 2 guards assigned to the cell block of 30, which I think is adequate for the time being. Tell me if you think different though. We've also got, I think, a guard assigned to the yard, maybe? I think we have 1 assigned to the yard and that's it. So the rest of the prison isn't getting patrolled, which is something that doesn't really concern me too much, to be fair, but I think it's something which we need to just go ahead and keep on top of. So this is just basically going to go via everything in the prison. I'm going to go ahead and widen this yard in a second. I just want to go ahead and get this grant, that's the bottom line. So what we're going to do is we're going to have you just come along via the visitation, just to make sure no one's somehow got in there or stayed in there, or I need to add in metal detectors. That's something I'm definitely going to do actually. Something I've totally forgotten about there. It's just because people can, I guess, sneak in objects, which is something that I don't want to happen. Going to come through here via the main administration building. Then what's going to happen is you're going to come through the canteen, make sure everything is okay. Probably jump into the kitchen actually, that's something which should happen. Then come back out the kitchen, back up here. Then we're going to come along here, we're just going to dip into the infirmary. Then we're going to, I didn't want to assign anyone yet. Then you're going to come into the common room, which still needs to be connected up. Then you can go ahead and just turn around. I mean, that route's adequate for the time being. I'm not going to go into every individual office because I don't think I necessarily need to. That's just a basic patrol. Then we can go ahead and I guess add a branch which sort of just serves the yard as well. Even though there's someone here, it's probably a good thing to have. And that works out nicely. Not going to have anything on the outer perimeter for the time being because I can't really see a escape imminence. However, again, I've not got too much experience of this game. I've played a safe game before which has probably got up to about this length. So if I am, yeah, exactly, prisoner there for example, then I just need to go ahead and make sure that I know what's going to happen. Like, I know what was going to happen up till now, but now I'm sort of stepping into the unknown. My save game has got up to about this stage. This is me just learning the game, by the way, before I went ahead and recorded this series, and I've got to that stage now where I'm probably past that. So again, just that communication is really, really helpful to have. Not just for my point of view learning, but also just a little bit of interactivity. One thing I need to do is go ahead and add in a storage room as well, that's definitely evident. So, as we can see, the storage area is just totally full here, a bit unnecessarily full. So we're going to go ahead and add in a storage area. It's just going to be a random storage room, to be fair, and it's just going to go along this. It can fit in along this L shape here. Not going to be very large, but it's just something which I think is a good idea to have. So we're going to go ahead and eventually extend all of this down here, then we're going to go ahead and fill in that, so it's literally an L shape. It's not going to have a lot of stuff in it, but just that little bit extra, which I think is a good idea to have. We're also going to go ahead and add in our metal detectors. I'm going to go ahead and actually move a door to there, then we're going to go ahead and jump into jail doors. We're going to add a jail door in there for that extra section. Then we're going to go ahead and jump into objects. We're going to delete that one because I don't know, I just like to have them a little bit more. I guess it was because I really didn't need to do that, to be fair actually. Can we go ahead and cancel that build? Yeah, we can. So that works out fine, happy with that. Probably should go ahead and post a guard in the administration building actually, to be fair, because I need a lot of gates open for a lot of different reasons here. So that will allow for more storage when that gets built. When it gets built, which is a while away, everything's looking good actually to go ahead and take in more prisoners. I'm actually quite happy with how everything is looking. So we need to go ahead and connect you up very quickly. Bar that, I think we're actually good because literally we can go ahead and accept. Where are you guys off to? You're gardening, so that's fine. I need to go ahead and assign 2 officers onto my patrol route. So if we go ahead and jump into deployment, then we've got our guard route. I need to go ahead and assign basically 2 guards onto this. So that's 1 guard, 2 guard. How many guards do I need to put on it? Was it something like 3? I have a feeling it was a really, really high amount, not gonna lie. Grants. Assign 3 guards to the route. To be fair, I can put 3 on and take them off, which is probably what I'm gonna land up doing because as much as the route is useful, it's not exactly around the best location. So 10,000 at the top there, which is good to see, and that has happened. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove 1 guard, I think, from that because it's a bit too many, which is rocking right now. This also means so this route will go ahead and allow for the unlockage of a lot of doors, which we'll see, and that's sort of required because when prisoners are moving, for example, right now from the cell block to the canteen, that's something which is needed. In general, the prison is looking really, really tidy. I'm really happy with it. I'm guessing you're off to go ahead and get some visitation. Yeah, you're off to the visitation wing, there's some family in there. I do need to go ahead and add in them metal detectors though. So that is something which we'll do, then I think we'll go ahead and wrap this episode up here. So metal detectors, we'll go ahead and pivot this and add 2 of you guys in there. So if you go anywhere near solitary confinement, then metal detectors. And also as well with the visitation room, I'm going to go ahead and deploy, interestingly. So we've got 1 on the yard, 2 on the... there should be 2 in here. If there's not, then that's very strange. There is 2... oh no, there's not. Very odd, very odd. Not happy with that at all. So there's 2 in the wing right now, in the cell block. There's 1 in the yard. There's 2 doing the route, which goes around a lot of different rooms. Then there's 5, I guess, free roaming around, which is something which I'm happy for. However, I'm going to go ahead and add 1 into the... it needs to be this whole general area actually, not just there. I need to go ahead and have 1 sort of, basically for the visitation room, because that's something which is going to be a little bit, in case something kicks off or something, I need to go ahead and deal with that issue. So that works out there for the time being. I don't know if I'm 100% happy with having a guard just fully posted to the visitation room, but then at the same time, I have no idea what's going on here. Stuff could be getting passed from people, or I need to have a guard in there when people are getting visited, so I think it's kind of required. Anyway, in the next episode, what is going to happen is that I'm going to receive some more prisoners and we're going to continue on, push towards the educational things, I think, and from that we will also take in as many prisoners as we can. I guess we'll work long term. I mean, right now we need more guards, that's evident, so we'll go ahead and get the new prisoners, we'll work towards education, and then we'll just go from there, really. Anyway, thank you very much for watching this episode of my Prison Architect series. Please leave a like, rating and subscribe if you are new around here. Click some of the links on screen to videos you might have missed, and I will catch you in the next one. Thank you very much for watching. My name is ConflctNerd and I'm out.